Woohoo! And hello, everybody, and welcome to Founders Live Boston. I'm Andy Lyons, and here's my co-host, AJ.
AJ, thanks for joining us, guys. This is our second virtual event after doing live events for almost 2 years now. We're definitely thankful still doing this event, thanks to our amazing partners. And we'd like to just kind of get the show rolling, introduce one of our sponsors, First Republic Bank, Rob Hughes.
Yay, Rob! Yay!
We're going to start with a fun startup trivia. Tonight, we're going to be featuring 5 startup founders, doing a live pitch with Q&A from the live audience that's watching here with us tonight, and also Q&A from our expert panelists, Gail Goodman and Jen Riddell.
Perfect. And so before we start the trivia, and look, you guys I know are smarty pants out there, so get ready because these are some fun local questions for everybody. But AJ, I'd love to say hi to a few people who we love and adore and who are always at our events.
Definitely. Okay? As you guys are logging in, say hi, say what the name of your company is so we could give you a shout out.
Excellent. So get ready. It's Vanessa.
Vanessa works at CIC Boston, one of our amazing partners. Vanessa, we will be back at CIC Boston, hopefully soon, crossing our fingers. But in the meantime, shout out to CIC Boston. Amazing, amazing organization.
Yay, we love you, Vanessa, and miss you something fierce. And it's Omama from Tomorrow's Prosperity Group. Woo!
Omama.
Thank you so much for all the work. She's our brand ambassador. She's amazing. And look who we have from Zimbabwe. Woo! Bravo.
I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in.
By the way, folks, Founders Live is in about 50 cities globally. So from time to time, we'll have other cities that participate in the Founders Live community log in and view our events. So we're very fortunate to share the stage with some amazing entrepreneurs from all over the globe.
Great. And then we have Cheryl from Boston. Cheryl, thanks for tuning in. We're so happy you're here. Wish we could see you in person, but this is the next best thing. And, oh my gosh, we have Live Like a Local, Tours of Boston.
That is Colin. Colin is part of an amazing accelerator, E for All, right here in Roxbury. Colin has an amazing tour company called Live Like a Local. And he's trying to figure things out right now as we're under quarantine, but Colin's a super, super bright entrepreneur. I've met him on several occasions, and I know we're in store to see him do some amazing things.
And clearly you're a fan too, Gail.
Of both Colin and E for All. So.
Yay. And Mary Hart, looking forward to it. We are too. So happy you're here. Everybody, it's just important that we take a few minutes to say hi to folks, and then we'll get right into the program. Nofal, he is an E for All mentor for forever. He's a cashed out entrepreneur himself, serial entrepreneur, phenomenal human. And then we have Sherry Lapoli from Providence. Woo! So happy you're here. Thanks,
Welcome.
Sherry. And Eric Beechwood. So excited to see what Boston is building. You nailed it. This is great. Okay, AJ, let's get Robert up. I'm going to pop the experts. Oh, we've got let me just hold on. Fabiola from Boston. Yay.
Fabiola, I believe she's at Hulk Business School.
Yay. And then we have Lisa. And come on, Chris Requena.
Boston New Technology Meetup, one of the biggest tech startup meetups in Boston. Chris, thanks for supporting us.
Excellent. And, we got Chris there already. I just wanted to I saw someone else come in. Daniel, beautiful, from Mexico City. Wow. And Eric Cox. And wait for it. Look who came in. Nick Hughes, the founder of Founders Live.
Welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. And then one more. Hi, Mehar. So happy you're here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the expert panelists. We'll see you a little bit later. Bye, Gail, and
Bye,
bye, Jen, and Robert.
Hey.
There we go. Robert, are you ready to do trivia?
I hope so. I think I can read. Luckily, I don't have to answer any of the questions because that would be tough.
We're using an honor code. No Googling.
So bizarre technical issues. I can't hear a word AJ is saying, so I can only hear Andy, and I wouldn't have it any other way. That's like perfection. She keeps saying delicious, and I'm like, yeah, baby, I can eat.
Okay, so we're going to go right into delivering some value here. All right, audience. I'm watching the comments.
I'm going to read it out loud, but who is the previous CEO of Uber before Dara? And I'm not going after that last name.
Okay, I'm looking at the, let's go, comments. You know what I have, AJ? I found that Jeopardy. You know.
The theme song?
Andy, we should have made the question, who can pronounce that last name properly? That would have been a way better question than this one.
Okay.
Let's see the live comment.
I am not seeing anybody answering this one. This is a tough one. We may have to save it for next time, AJ.
I'm going to give a hint. He is also the founder.
Okay. Nope, nothing's coming up. We got nothing.
Wow.
We're going to move on to the next question. Question number 2.
The founders of Airbnb did their massive launch in what city during the Democratic National Convention of 2008?
This should be an easy one, guys.
This is a tough one.
Okay. Oh, by the way, we got this answer.
Hey, there we go.
Got it.
Maybe it's lagging a little.
Todd Zai, you just won a gift card from Amazon or Starbucks. So send us a message and we'll email it right over to you.
Absolutely. Plus, we've got you on video, so we know how to find you. And Eric says he can pronounce that really difficult name. Okay, so not to worry. Fabiola, I am sorry, San Francisco is not the right answer, but thank you for that, for question number 2, the founders of Airbnb. But we do have the answer, and from Eric, it was Denver.
Wow.
You got it.
Wow.
Great job, Eric. So again, reach out to us, private message us. We'll find you. Send us an email.
So as we wait for some more folks to log in.
Anybody else get the sense that Eric is smarter than all of us? I got that sense. At least smarter than me.
Okay, we're gonna do a total of 5 questions, then we're gonna get right into more discussions and then the pitch. Question 3, Sarah Blakely. Go ahead.
Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, became a household name after being featured on this popular daytime show.
Okay.
I feel like I should get a hint on this one. This one's gonna be tough.
Oh.
Check under your seats for the answer.
That's a funny one. Okay, so there is an 8-second lag. You're absolutely right. So this will eventually reach everybody.
Here's a hint.
I really want someone to own this answer.
This woman, she's a woman. The person that, no, not QV. No, sorry, Vanessa. She's actually one of,
QV.
She's a billionaire here in the United States. And she has her own network. Ellen, no.
Oh, we got one. It happened at 7:10.
There you go.
Oh, wow. My goodness.
This was on fire. He must do a lot of Amazon shopping.
But Vanessa, we love that you also figured it out and came back. And then we had, but a little later, Will, thank you. Thank you, Will. And thank you, Christina. So that's great. But by just a few seconds, however you pronounce your name, we will find you. You ping us. Make sure we get you this gift card. How much is the gift card for, AJ?
Gift card is for $15.
All right. This is amazing. So come on, you can use that. All right. Question number 4.
this Teams communication tool was first developed in an internal product for a gaming company before pivoting?
Come on, this should be easy, guys.
This is like the layup of layups.
I mean, if you ever listen to How I Built It,
Yeah.
there you
This
go.
is like, everybody has.
And Vanessa.
Yeah, Vanessa.
That's the one.
Good job. Fast.
Good job.
Mary Hart, yes. And Sunny, yes. And Allie, absolutely. And No Fall, absolutely. And Emmanuel, but guess who
Wow.
got there first? It was
Vanessa.
Vanessa.
That's right.
So,
All right, Vanessa, we know how to find you. And let me just come back over here, and we're going to bring up the final question for this point. We're going to do 5 more at the end of the show, so there can be 5 more winners of these $15 gift cards. Okay, go ahead, Robert.
Question 5. This entrepreneur has a residence in Boston for more than 20 years and is a personality on the hit TV show Shark Tank.
All right.
this
I
is
don't
easy.
have a
You do know this one. It was as soon as you see it, you'll see it.
Allie.
Mr. Wonderful. Yeah, good job, Allie. Good job. We'll take it. It's not his real legal name, but
We'll take it.
it's good.
And Vanessa, you were right behind him with that, behind Allie. So very, very close. Allie, again, find us, DM us. You know, I'm at Andy Lyons all over the internet. We want to get this card to you. So you're good. All right. Moving right along.
Thank you so much, Rob. Rob can't hear me, but I want to ask Rob at First Republic, how many PPP applications has his team completed? I know First Republic is a huge supporter of the local innovation ecosystem here in Boston. They've done some amazing things for small businesses as well. Andy, you want to ask him that question before you log
Rob,
off?
I know you've just been enjoying so much working hardly at all on the PPE applications.
PPP, not E.
PPP.
Don't put an E in there.
And PPP applications, and AJ would like to know
Yeah.
How many applications
I
has
can't
your
hear him.
team?
how many applications have you done?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'd have to look. It's a lot. I was doing right before I jumped on here, and I'm
50, 100, 200?
north of 100, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, Robert, we're going to say goodbye, send you down to the green room, and we're going to bring in our experts for just a little bit of a conversation. Everybody, the pitches will be starting at 7:25. But in the meantime, we just need to have a few conversations here with our experts about the current landscape, because we're all trying to navigate our way. We're trying to keep our doors open, trying to hold hands and think outside the box and keep ourselves from running out into the street screaming we're all going to die. So the way to do that is to remove ourselves emotionally, become observers, and have conversations with folks who can help us figure out how else can we bring in cash, how can we negotiate with vendors, how can we keep our businesses alive. So let's bring back in experts Gail Goodman and Jen Rydell. Hey, thank you for joining us. So everybody, underneath, you can see all the contact information, who Gail is, who Jen is, running by there.
So Gail is, we're very fortunate at Founders Live to really have a lot of key mentors and people in the ecosystem really kind of give their support and give all their golden nuggets every month, serve on our expert panel, and give advice to these startup founders. Gail, you've been a seasoned entrepreneur for a while, an executive, former CEO of Constant Contact. You also recently co-founded Pepper Lane. Can you kind of share with our audience, especially folks who are very early stage, what they need to focus on during this COVID-19 crisis knowing that they have some major obstacles, whether it's cash flow, whether it's communication, obviously, with their team. How are you guys kind of navigating this through your own startup, Pepperlane?
Yeah, so it's really hard to generalize. So I will just start out with that and apologize as I try to do that if I miss the mark for a bunch of folks. Pepperlane, I think, was fortunate in some ways because we raised a round in venture capital funding in May of last year. And so we have cash in the bank. We were unfortunate in that our service delivery model was in-person events, which I think is kind of an experience that many people are having. Like, oops, everything I do no longer works. And so we really did two things. One, we pivoted online in as many ways as we could. And that really forced us to think very hard about what our core value prop was. Like how do we recreate our essence when so much of what we were doing was personal and in person? And I'd say, I'd give us a B. We're getting there. We're doing okay. But it was a big change. And the second thing we did, which I think is universal, is we trimmed our expenses, which sounds very sterile because we actually had to say goodbye to some of our dearest colleagues, but we got our burn rate really low enough to make the money we thought was going to last really through the end of this year, last all the way through next year. So we just got in a situation where we could live to fight another day, which is one of my top phrases for folks these days. It's okay. It is. We don't know how long things will be different, and we don't know when they stop being like this, what they're going to be like. Mm-hmm. And so you have to, be ready to be super nimble, to see opportunities as they emerge. And by the way, the only way to see opportunities is to be out there, where out there is different than out there used to be. Out there is what we're doing here. And hyper vigilant for where you see opportunities and be really flexible because we just don't know how long it's going to be before whatever normal is returns.
Beautiful. And the thing about Pepperlane, right? It's moms.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. The women, I think the people suffering the most or having to manage so much right now and not feel terrible every day are the moms. I mean, I heard Glennon Doyle say, look, and she was a teacher for years. She said, look, put your kids in front of the TV, turn off the volume and put on captions. You're done. They're reading.
That's brilliant. And I'm sure a lot of moms wish it was quite that simple, but yeah, it's really hard for moms. It's really hard for moms that are employed who are trying to be teachers and daycare folks and do a job. It's probably even worse for the ones who've lost their jobs because they're home feeling like they should be doing something and there's very little they can do. Right. One of our pivots is actually to be running a program for laid off moms and really helping them find a path to self-employment. So we're trying to find our ways to help.
That is wonderful. That's wonderful. And how about you, Jen? How have things been with your tech companies?
Let me navigate to my mute button here. So I was just nodding along as Gail was speaking because a lot of the things that she's already mentioned are the same types of things that we're thinking about constantly right now. It's how can you pivot? How can you think about your burn rate and make things last a little bit longer? Overall, though, I've seen a ton of resilience from the founders that we get the opportunity to work with every single day, and they're going strong. So I think it's also to sort of echo something that Gail mentioned. It's really like one day at a time right now. It's what can we do today? How can we look ahead? How can we continue to adjust? to what is an unfolding situation, and try to keep our wits about us, and do everything that we can, right, in support of our mission within the context of all of these companies, but also how can we support our team members? How can we support our communities as we're all hunkered down, staying at home? So, yeah.
Right. And I know Robert can easily speak to how hard it's been, having to be home. He has 2 young children as well. It's very tough to be able to focus on your work, maintain a relationship with the person you're sharing the home with, right? And trying to keep that going, but also trying to understand, okay, when we get on the other side, what are some of the things in our action plan that we can be doing right now so that when we get on the other side, we can hit the ground running? We still have to work up, as you said, Gail, and Jen, the burn rate, manage everything for the next 9 to 12 months. But what can we also be doing now so that when we come on the other side of this, and also how can we help clients that may not be able to pay us? Receivables are really hard to get right now. Is there anything we can do to help them get a client so that they can pay us, so that you keep added value and they come back? I mean, I'm just always thinking out of the box. And as Michael Dermer from The Lonely Entrepreneur said, rules will be broken as we think outside the box. It's hard. Any last thoughts on that, Gail?
People remember how you treat them when things are difficult. So you will remember the people who were not flexible with you and who were not compassionate, or your customers, prospects, employees will the same. So let's all remember that. The biggest thing you could be doing is trying to help people and continue to establish your reputation as just being a great business person and a great human being.
Oh, yep. Okay, everybody, just take that whole quote, put it together in a meme with Gail's photo, just shoot that out all over the internet.
Exactly. Jen, do you mind sharing some tidbits about how important at this time, the importance of community? You're the program manager at Techstars, one of the biggest accelerators in the country. So I'm sure a lot of the founders got discouraged when this, probably beginning of March, mid-March hit, and we're all under quarantine. So how important was just that sense of community to the founders that you work with in the trenches every single day for them to kind of keep on going?
Oh, such a good question. I would say it's like the number one thing, right? It's become so much more apparent to us all, I think, being in the position that we are, separated but together, yeah. Right? We've all made this massive adjustment to virtual, but we haven't broken any of our sort of rituals or things that we were doing before this. And so the ability to know that no matter what, at 9 a.m. on Monday morning or 6 p.m. on Wednesday night or whenever it is, I'm going to be able to see the people that I was seeing before this, and connect and continue to build really strong relationships. So from that perspective, it's just been phenomenal to see everyone transition into this sort of remote setting, but then also to get feedback from the founders that we work with on how grateful they are to be part of the Techstars community. As you said, it's global, the reach is global. None of that really changes. There's something really, really special about us being able to see how deep these connections can run when we're in the situation that we are. So I would say community is like fundamental. And events like this, even, we're bringing the community together right now, and it's important. It's important work, and it's important to continue to make time for the other folks in your community, whether that's a coffee chat or, again, continuing sort of the cadence of getting together and offering help, as Gail was mentioning earlier as well.
So audience, and I'm sorry, LinkedIn, that I cannot see your questions, but I've got my handy dandy phone. So if you want to pop a question in here, I can pull it up. But for those of you watching on LinkedIn, Periscope, YouTube, any questions for our extraordinary experts here on this topic, pop it into the comment section. We'll give you a few minutes because I know there's a bit of a lag before it gets to you. We'd love to hear. In the meantime, I just want to say, April says she just loves this great concept of a 99-second startup pitch. Yes. And then Sam says, hi, Jen. And we'll see if anybody brings up any questions from the groups here. And if not, we'll go ahead. We'll give a few more seconds because there is a lag. There's about an 8 to 10 second lag between when we share and everybody hears it on the other end. So we'll give a few more minutes. But thank you so much, both of you, for adding the wisdom and giving us something to hold on to. I mean, lifelines are important. And having, okay, here's a good question. We all want to know that, right?
Raising capital in the current situation. That's very tough.
It's happening. The money's out there, right, guys?
Yeah, I mean, I would say unless you were in the middle of some very active conversations and have some fans, it's going to be hard to get people's attention right now. So if you can easily hold off even just a few months so people sort of calm down, I would. But if you can't get out there, there is money. But I'd take a pause if you can afford to.
Right. What have you seen, Jen?
Yeah. So it's interesting, right? Because in the last month, even some of the Techstars founders have been able to close seed rounds and Series A. And so I would definitely say there's that question. There's a pause right now, just like there's a pause all over the world with life as it was before. There's currently this pause and this question of, an investor might be asking, like, why should I invest now? So this idea of waiting, either waiting or seeing that there is a real urgency, that's a question that's coming up a lot. So it's this question of, well, why now versus why in a little while? However, I would say that the capital is out there, right? So if investors have raised money, they have that capital to deploy. And so that hasn't gone away. What you probably are also seeing is maybe angel investment is slowed down quite a bit, but sort of your typical investments are still out there. And I would have a lot of hope in being able to raise money right now. So those are the couple of things. And then from Techstars' perspective as well, we do about 5% of all Series A in the US comes out of Techstars. So we're investing in 500 startups through our accelerator programs every single year. So none of that really goes away, right? There's quite a few things that, despite the current crisis, are still very much in motion. So I would have a lot of hope, but to Gail's point too, like considering like what would I need the money for now versus is there a way that I might be able to sort of scale back some of spending and wait a little bit to kind of see. That's totally up to you and where you are in your business.
And we have one more quick question here, which is from Christina. Oh, go ahead, Ed.
To piggyback off of that, Jen, do you feel like people right now are discounting the power of crowdfunding? Because if your product makes sense to crowdfund, and why even look out for institutional investment right now? Why not just crowdfund? People in a giving spirit. If the product makes sense to crowdfund, why not? Why not dive right into that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, let's talk about the business and where you are and what makes sense for you. So I am definitely in favor of any founder out there considering all different types of capital. It's really like crowdfunding is great. Like there's different sort of ways you can be taking money in to support your efforts and your mission and really your growth and scaling. And so I would not take any of those things off of the table. I don't know, and I don't have sort of like a trend to pull on crowdfunding at the moment. One of the things I did see today in my email from Startup Genome is about 41% of startups globally that they've surveyed, so I'll be careful with what I'm saying, have about 3 months of runway right now. And so this idea of getting super creative and innovative right now, I think becomes more important than ever.
Boy, that's for sure. And Jen, how do you differentiate yourself as a startup in this pandemic?
Oh, okay. Some good hard-hitting questions, everyone. It's the first thing that I heard and we discussed back a month ago, which feels like a long time ago at this point, is this idea of how important communication is. So this idea of compassion and having compassion for your customers, or having compassion and understanding, and being sort of empathetic with the types of messaging that you're putting out there, or how you, again, to go back to something Gail said. Gail, you said it all already tonight. It is really realizing that people are going through a lot of different things right now at home with their jobs, all across the board. And so I think what can really differentiate you potentially from others is, how are you potentially addressing this? How are you pivoting? Maybe taking something that was like in person to the digital world. It's about showing that you're willing to adapt, but also that you're willing to be empathetic and helpful in this time. So that's the best thing I can say. And communicate.
All right. Well, it's time to begin the pitch portion of our evening. This is going to go very quickly, folks. So I am going to say thank you, experts, for sharing your wisdom with everybody. So good. I'm going to pop you into the green room. Over here to Jen. Pop Jen in the green room. AJ, I'm going to bring up the...
Yeah, let's watch the Founders Live video that basically gives you an intro to who we are at Founders Live and what we believe in. And then we'll literally go right into the pitches. We have 5 amazing startups ready to tell you about their innovations.
And here they are. Get ready. We're going to first hear from Asia, then Doug, then Liat, then Adjoa, and then Jem. Okay, everybody? So let me just go into the next.
There we go.
You know what? I have to come back for just a second, everybody. I need to hit volume. It's so important when you do screen share so that everybody can hear the video. All right.
Boom.
Now we're going to be ready to go.
Founders Live is a social platform for entrepreneurs all around the world. It's a community to inspire, educate, and entertain. We hold events in a growing number of cities that highlight emerging talent. And online, we have videos, posts, articles. As entrepreneurs, we're incredibly lonely sometimes, so I wanted to connect other founders to help solve their problems.
This is a good atmosphere to see the different problems that a lot of different industries and startups are handling.
The ultimate vision for Founders Live is a global entrepreneurial community where startups and founders connect with anyone else in the world, and instantly they've reached millions of people, possibly even raised money.
I love new ideas. I love hearing about businesses getting off the ground. Nick always packs the house.
Founders Live was created on a foundation of 4 core values. First, respectful authenticity. You should feel comfortable in just being who you are. Core value number 2, gather around the campfire. We're figuratively sitting around a campfire telling stories. We encourage you to describe the future that you imagine.
Get everybody from all different age groups, all different industries, and talk about growing companies. It's what it's all about.
Core value number 3, open the door. My success has come from others opening a door for me. We encourage doing great things for people without expecting a return. And the final core value, no name tags. You'll notice that you're not wearing a name tag. That is just an analogy of removing the awkwardness. So if you want to know their name, simply walk up and shake their hand. People pitch their business idea with only 99 seconds. We have 4 minutes of Q&A, and you're going to cast your vote using the 4 core values, short, exciting pitches, and then having a crowd around the world voting. The best startup creates such a unique experience. This will not be your last Founders Live event. We hope to see you at the next Founders Live.
So once again, Founders Live started here in Boston about 2 years ago. I am the Boston City co-leader along with Andy Lyons, my lovely co-host. And 2 years ago, we started Founders Live. Next slide, Andy. Simply to open doors for as many entrepreneurs as possible here in the Boston ecosystem. We're very fortunate in Boston to have an amazing group of supporters from CIC Boston, which we were holding our in-person events once a month before we transitioned last month to virtual, to Google Cloud, to Amazon Web Services, and to now our latest partner, First Republic Bank. And our core mission is really, again, to open doors. There's so much local innovation going on in Boston. We want to introduce them to as many people as possible, whether they're early stage investors and angels, whether they are potential partners, or whether they're just potential customers. Our mission here is to really open doors. Next slide, Andy. Again, some of our amazing partners, CIC Boston, Amazon Web Services. To date, over the past year and about 10 months, we've been able to provide founders with about $400,000 in AWS credit to scale their innovations, and $135,000 in Google Cloud services. Next slide. So we couldn't do it without some amazing partners, and a lot of the mentors, investors, and people in this ecosystem that are come to the event help give advice to all these founders pitching, give them words of wisdom based on their own experience scaling companies. It literally takes a community. And I feel like we're so fortunate here in this city. We do have a wealth of resources and people who just want to give back. And we're truly gracious for that.
Okay.
So Andy's going to walk us through.
I am. Okay, folks, so this is where things get really fun. Founders Live Boston is a happy hour pitch event. Okay. Do we have a little clink clink here for our drinks, everybody? Clink clink.
There we go. What are you sipping on, Andy?
I have a little I would call it the Barefoot Contessa's cocktail. I don't know if everybody saw that wonderful video of hers going by, but it's a really good vodka with some really good cranberry juice and some really good lime juice.
It's in honor of Cinco de Mayo next week. It's a little early, but that's how I do it. This is a grand margarita. It's a margarita, but it has a splash of Grand Marnier. It's absolutely amazing.
Waving hi to everybody and clinking to everybody, because really, Founders Live is a happy hour experience. So we want to keep that going, even though we're online. So here's the scope. Each featured founder has only 99 seconds to pitch their business. Then you, our amazing audience, has 4 minutes to ask questions. And just like we did in person, we need your questions. Instead of raising your hand, I want you to put them into the comment threads. We'll pop them up, as you've seen us do already tonight, and ask our founders so that we can go even deeper. Then after the 4 minutes is up, we have our esteemed expert panelists come back into the room, and they have 4 minutes to ask questions, and then we're on to the next founder. And we do this for all 5, okay? after which we pop up the QR code for all of you to vote. So it's going to come right up on the screen. You're going to go like this with your phone, smartphone, and you're going to, all 5 founders are going to come up and you're going to vote, and we're going to find out who the crowd favorite is. And then they come back in for another 5 minutes with the experts. And we all learn from these questions. Okay. So it's a wonderful time. Now, as those who know me from our in-person events, I'm all about giving these founders a huge round of applause, because it takes a lot of courage to get up here and pitch your business to everybody. So whether you need Rocky music or whatever it is in the background, when I introduce our founder, I want you to be sitting there in your room going, yes, oh my God, and really bring it on, because that's how we roll right here. Okay, everybody ready?
And folks, even if we run out of time for that particular founder, keep on engaging with them on the chat feature and ask them whatever questions you want, and they'll engage with you right back and get your question answered. Feel free to do so as time runs out, okay?
Okay, so first I'm going to stop the screen share right now, and I'm going to bring in our first founder, and then we'll bring up her pitch deck and we'll get going, because I've got my handy dandy timer right here. Now, she's going to set off yours, so be careful. ALXEA, okay? So here we go with Asia Atwood from Trello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Very, very good. Thank you for having me. This is a great opportunity. I do appreciate it.
Oh, we're thrilled to have you here. Thrilled to hear more about your business. I'm going to do the screen share, and you're going to remember to say next. Okay, Asia?
Sure thing.
Okay, hold on. And we'll get this ready.
All right.
And there's that wonderful group. Okay, so I'm going to say, Alexa, set the timer for 99 seconds.
1 minute and 39 seconds, starting now.
Go.
Hello. My name is Asia, a seasoned engineer, entrepreneur, and CEO of Trello Technologies. Next slide, please. It may not be a surprise to you, but the indoor farming industry has a space and energy consumption problem, especially those using vertical and stacked arrangements, like those found in urban warehouses or container farms. They're limited by height, so you have to grow those short plants or train and tie them down by hand, which requires skill, time, and access. So we created an energy efficient and globally scalable solution. Trello Grow, next slide, LST is an automated horizontal plant training system that automatically trains a tall plant to grow sideways. Next slide, please. That's right, it gently trains tall plants to grow sideways, which creates faster growth with less energy. Next slide, please. With machine learning, growers can automatically sync their lights to go on as the plant develops, and it tracks plant growth to determine the best environmental conditions for the fastest growth. Next slide, please. This results in higher yield and increased revenue, along with other benefits. Next slide. Through beta testing, we are learning that our technology revolutionizes indoor farming by reducing energy costs and our carbon footprint, all while diversifying the types of plants we can grow indoors. Next slide, please. Join us. We are on a mission to protect and feed a hungry world with our low-energy automated plant training system. First, for growers, become an elite R&D partner to help with our testing and data collection efforts. And for everyone, please view our public offering to see it in action or to become an investor. Thank you very much for your time.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Alexa, stop.
Perfect.
Wow. That was amazing. And everybody, I just scanned the QR code. So I got to tell you, go ahead and scan it. It'll take you right to the website, everything that you need to know about Asia and her wonderful, wonderful business. I'm going to stop screen share. I can always, pull something back up, but I want people to be able to ask questions. Okay, audience, this is up to you now. Time to ask questions. I'm going to look through. Asia, Michael said, great presentation and a great idea. And Fabiola said, that was amazing. Of course, everybody's thrilled that it was perfect timing. Here's a question from Michael. IP position.
Yeah, for sure. So we are patent pending. We were patent pending back in 2017 with our provisional patents. Then we filed our utility patents in 2018. And we have patents pending in both the US and in foreign countries as well. We decided to partner up with a Boston firm called Hamilton Brooks Smith Reynolds. My co-founder is in the medical device background, and he had a really great relationship with them. So we were able to utilize his relationship, his network, and they were willing to partner with us to help us out, and they've been awesome.
3 minutes.
So that's how we've been able to maintain and protect our.
Starting now.
Thank you.
And then, hold on, Michael. Do you have any interesting partnerships ongoing already?
Yes, we're actually working with a couple of different, one commercial cultivator and another educational institution. I can't be specific on that right now due to confidentiality, but what we're trying to do with those partnerships is to find individuals who either want to use our system to be more efficient in their current grow. So those are more like the commercial growers that have been growing for, a couple of years. We have a lot of interest in Canada and out west because of that. And when it comes to research, some educational institutions are looking at it as well, because there's a lot of research and development going on in the institutional sectors, educational institutional sectors, when it comes to hemp and CBD. And those are particular types of plants that need to be grown indoors, need to be secure, and you don't really want to have those anywhere. So we need tight spaces for that. Our system is great for that type of setup.
Great. And then Frederick says, are the nutrients managed by the system?
No, so what we decided to do is we wanted to automate plant training specifically. If you go out into the market, you'll find lots of other solutions for automated light control, automated nutrient dosing, automated HVAC, climate control, etc. But there isn't anything out there that will control automatically how the plant grows, the shape of the plant, the how it fills out that container. And as we move more towards container farming systems, vertical farming systems, we're going to really need to automate plant movement, plant shape, and we really want to allow growers who they know what they like. Like once a grower figures out how to grow, the nutrients, the grow media they like, the lights they like, they don't want to change it. So we wanted to design this so that it was just a plug into their existing system and that it doesn't require a lot of changes to their existing grow,
Right. And then Vanessa says, great job, Asia. Are you connected with Greentown Labs?
No, not yet. Hope to be. If you're out there, hit us up.
All right. And then No Fault wants to know, where do you have these farms active now?
So right now we're working on building units to put into the hands of our elite R&D partners. So we're right now in Cape Cod and local. We've been doing all of our growing locally in our own lab, and we're looking to do that growing in someone else's location so we can do some great A and B testing.
And are they organic?
They can be. Again, it's just training the size of the plant. So it doesn't have anything to do with how organics, nutrients, growing media. If you decide that you want to utilize an organic grow, you can definitely use our system with that.
Great. And then Will wants to know, what is your revenue model?
So what we plan to do after we gather this group of elite R&D partners and we really refine our tech, we want to first move it into using it in their grow. So a lot of our elite R&D partners have larger setups, so we first want to use them as our first partners. We'll sell our units to them. We like to sell them in batches of numbers greater than 6.
Okay, Alexa, stop.
As well.
So, we have more questions in here. So, you're going to go to Facebook, you're going to go to YouTube to follow up with everybody. I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to bring in our 2 experts. Whoops, I got to get rid of this one question here. Sorry about that. Let me find, boom. Okay. All right. And then we're going to bring in Gail and we're going to bring in, there she is, Jen. And I'm going to have the banner going across, which I should have done before. So sorry about that. Everybody watching, this is how you can reach Asia, and go to the website as well. Okay. Alexa, set the timer for 4 minutes.
Questions?
Alexa, set the timer for 4 minutes.
So Asia, congrats. It was a lot of fun to hear more. And I have a couple of questions. The audience did a great job, and I was crossing my questions off as they were asking them. So my curiosity is who are your current competitors and how are you different?
Sure. So currently what people are doing is they're manually training their plants by hand. So our competitors are actually, staff and people going in there by hand, having to train the plant. And one of the things that they're dealing with is when it gets to the vertical stacked arrangements is how do you get to each individual level? So most people are trying to grow short plants. They're not going to those taller plants. So if you look at a lot of the freight farms and a lot of the container farming solutions out there, they're really stuck with just like, herbs, lettuces, short things, short plant varieties. We're trying to diversify the types of plants that can be grown and get those taller varieties indoors with an automated solution. So as of right now, it's manual only. It's the only way to do it.
Okay. And I think a follow-up to that would be like, I often think about how can you make something frictionless, especially if it comes to behavior change. Like the staff has been doing it manually. So I know you've just onboarded some R&D elite partners to get going. My curiosity is, have you been able to sort of look at like what is the amount of onboarding time needed to get us to get staff like ready and understanding how like Trello Grow works, if that makes sense?
Yeah, and that's the type of information that we hope to learn with our elite R&D partners. And what we've been doing in the past is really focusing more on the residential home grower. And one of the pivots that we made in 2019 was to try to figure out how can we capture that commercial market. So we went back and we talked to some commercial growers and they gave us some feedback on the usability, some things they didn't like, some tweaks they wanted us to make. We took 2019 to make those tweaks, and now we want to build them and put them in the hands of those individuals to say, do you like it? Do you really feel like this is easy to do, easy to learn, doesn't take a lot of training? So that's our goal.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Gail.
So I think this is building on that same theme, which is really, what are the barriers to adoption? Do you imagine, like, if I've got an existing indoor facility, how hard is it to retrofit? Is it a high capital cost? How do you feel like, or is this mostly for people who are designing new?
No, we can work with designing new, of course, but for people who want to transition into it, typically what happens is you start with smaller batches. So we would do one grow room, one small area where they would only have a few of our units, just so they can get used to the system, do the training, get them used to it. We also want to partner with them. We don't want to just throw our units into their hands and go good luck. We want to be there. We want to, have field technicians that are there that are saying, we can tweak it right now. We can fix it for you. That's one of our, when we first started the company, one of the things that we really wanted to do is we don't just want to ship them out through Amazon. We want to partner with people and help them to succeed. So that is something that we're going to learn more, more about. But if you wanted to then transition into a larger grow facility, 1,000 square foot grow facility, that would be a huge capital expenditure. So that's why it would probably be something that they would step into in smaller stages before they just went out and said, we want it for all 1,000 square feet of our grow.
Got it. The other thing I always like to think about is first use cases and target markets. Is this really for cannabis?
Yes. Well, well, it's
why did you resist saying that in the pitch?
Well, it wasn't a resistance. To me, fruit-bearing plants, all plants are plants. I don't really categorize cannabis as a different plant. Cannabis can be hemp. It's an industrial plant, so it's suited for that as well. And we really want to get fruit-bearing plants in there too. So that's what
Alexa off.
It is an explosive market. Don't be afraid to connect to it.
Thank you very much.
Nice advice there, Gail and Jen. Thank you. Okay, everybody. I want to hear you out there. Yay!
Thank you.
Woo, woo. Okay, we're going to say goodbye to these three wonderful women. Thank you, Asia, for that phenomenal pitch. And I'm going to put Jen back into the green room and Gail back into the green room. Wait for it. It's happening.
And Asia, feel free to keep connecting with the rest of the questions that are in the chat. You can just go to Facebook chat or YouTube chat.
Right.
Follow along.
The links are in the private chat in the green room, Asia. Just scroll up to the top and you can find them. I just want to go real quickly. Lots of great comments. Hey, Seymour.
Seymour wasn't, he's the founder of Go Rollin'. It's an on-demand mechanics service. He pitched about 4 to 5 months ago at Founders Live.
That's right.
Amazing company. Go follow Rollin' Tech.
That's right. And he's an E-for-all guy too, an accelerator.
Alyssa, the former Miss Massachusetts USA, was a featured judge in one of our first Founders Live events a couple of years ago. Lisa's a tech geek as well, proud to say, and she's always been a supporter of Founders Live. So thanks for logging in.
Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you so much. And then we have Frednick.
PR, thriving entrepreneur. I know Frednick, he's actually a family member of mine, but he's a thriving entrepreneur, very bright young guy, and looking forward to all the amazing things.
Excellent. And then Fabiola said, yay, this was great. And Gustavo, nice presentation.
Another mentor at E4All, which is a local accelerator here in Boston.
Great. And hello. Oh, well, I don't know you, but thank you. And I remember, everybody, this is a great way to expand your network. So please link in with each other, share your businesses with each other. It's wonderful. You're very welcome, Seymour. And then Asia, here's a comment here. Asia, I'm a crowdfunder of Trello from Start Engine. Glad to see everything is going well.
Wow.
And then No Fall says, here's great feedback for you, Asia. Awesome confidence. Yay. And then another great presentation. So, thank you. Thank you, audience. You know, you are amazing, and you are what makes this event so wonderful. Your participation and your sincere commitment to opening doors and giving a lift to these founders is deeply appreciated. Okay, are we ready for our next presenter?
Yes, we are.
I think it's going to be Doug. Here we go. But first, I've got to get these banners going in the right direction. Let's go, Doug. Yay. Okay. Hi, Doug.
Yay.
So happy to have you here.
Yeah, this is an awesome format.
Isn't this fun?
Very fun.
Yay.
I love Doug's man cave there.
Well, if you look really closely, you'll be able to see my 9 and 12-year-old, all their creations that they have on the shelving there.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, Doug, I'm going to go pull up your slide deck. I'm going to talk to you-know-who and get 99 seconds.
You bet.
Okay, so give me just a quick second here, and we'll get started to learn all about you. Okay, Alexa, give me 99 seconds, please.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Alexa, set the timer for 99 seconds.
1 minute and 39 seconds, starting now.
All right, go, Doug, and just say next.
Sounds good. I am Doug, the co-founder of Aristos, and I am very excited tonight to tell you about our startup. We are a disruptive new company that started this year that is changing the way that you manage your data in finance. Next slide, please. So what do? We are the fastest way to build a modern data platform in finance, done in under 60 minutes, and it is all open source, 100% open source. Next slide. Over the last 10 years of consulting, my partner and I have found the same problem again and again, which is that making data usable in finance is hard. The data doesn't come in a form that is usable. It's very costly to make it like that. And the existing technologies are not all, but many of them are antiquated. Next slide, please. The market size, the market size for the financial data management industry is about a $24 billion market. There are 75,000 professional investors and over 1,000 untapped data sets. Next slide, please. And what does Aristos really do? So Aristos helps you to get data from A to B. And then once it's there, integrates it and makes it usable.
Alexa off. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yay. I'm going to take it back to this last slide and come back here. Thank you, Doug. Okay, everybody, audience, this is where we need your help. We're going to need you to throw in those questions, those tough but interesting questions, probing questions. for Doug so he can go deeper into how Aristos makes money, does marketing, all of those good things. So, Alexa, set the timer for 4 minutes.
4 minutes, starting now.
All right. So, AJ, do you have a question while I wait for us to catch up?
Yeah, like describe your typical customer.
Okay, so a typical customer would be a investment management company.
Mhm.
So this is like an institution that manages billions of dollars, and they get data from dozens of different data sources.
Mhm.
So in the research, the department that tried to determine which where to allocate the money, they need to collect all this data and then try to make decisions out of it. They spend about 80% of their time collecting this data and integrating it. And that's really our target client.
All right. So we've got some great questions coming in. We have Fabiola. Is it a subscription revenue model?
It is. So the way that we're doing this is, so since it's open source, everybody's first like, well, how are you gonna make money? It's open source. It's really simple, actually. So first of all, there's nothing like this. Anywhere in the marketplace right now. Like if you want a data management system, like you have to either build it on your own or you have to pay millions of dollars for it. There's nothing that is open source within finance. Zero. So the way that we're doing this is there's a community edition and then there's a enterprise edition. The enterprise edition is a subscription basis. And then what's really cool is that you can create your own modules. So each module that either we create or that the customer creates, it is basically a plugin into the platform. And each one of those are also subscription basis.
Okay. And so where's the data coming from?
Great question. So there are thousands of different sources. There are mainstream sources that we hear about like Bloomberg, Refinitiv, FactSet, and then there's like these little no names that you don't hear about, but the data quality is tremendous and it can help investors to make better decisions. So the way that we've built this is that each one of these data sets has a corresponding what we call an adapter. And that adapter allows you to bring the data in. It's totally turnkey. So these data sets, we can bring data in that's estimates data, company fundamental data, like balance sheet data. We can bring in scrape data from websites. In fact, we were scraping data from a product site just a few days ago. So there's really no limit to what you do. It's very easy to scaffold a new data set.
When you say finance, are you specifically talking about insurance, banking, or investments?
I would classify more as investments, but I can see that the way that we've built this is we can expand to other industries. But at the moment, I believe in laser sharp focus. There's about 5,000 companies who have filed the 13F in this past year. Out of those 5,000, I think it's realistic based upon competitors to get around 250 of those customers. And those customers are financial institutions all across the world.
And can you give an example of how this is actually used to give better insight?
So this is a product that will help to bring the data in and collect. Basically, this is a product that will get the data from all these different sources, integrate it, and then allow you to access it through what we call a query layer. Once it's there, then we plug this into the customer's model. So they create their own models on top of the system. What we're trying to do is really separate between the part of getting the data and the part of actually doing the analytics on the data. So the insights are developed by the customer, but they don't have to spend as much time collecting and aggregating the data.
Excellent. And by the way, Mehar just wants to say, side note, loves your website. What did you use to create it?
All Bootstrap.
Alexa off. What was that?
If we use Bootstrap.
No kidding. I've never even heard Bootstrap.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, there are more questions. You know where to go into the streams. You can get the links to the Facebook and YouTube streams in the private chat room. Now we're going to bring in our audience again. Brilliant questions. So grateful. Right, AJ?
Great questions.
Yep. So here comes Gail back into the room and Jen. Who wants to start?
I can hop in. We'll just alternate. I think Jen went first last time. I'm really curious, this target customer,
Yeah.
In order to implement your solution, is this their IT staff making the decision? Who's making the decision? And how much work is involved in the implementation? And what are you replacing?
All right, love it. So there are three questions to that. So number one, the ideal customer is going to be actually two-part. One, it's either going to be the engineering team, so someone in data engineering, or it could be someone on the portfolio management side. And secondly, in terms of like how long this takes to get going, literally minutes. So the way this is built is there's a quick start where what you do is you will say what data you want to get, and then in minutes you have the data flowing through. Now, you might say, how are you going to do it in minutes? That's not realistic. And the part that where you have to get data from sources that we don't currently have, then yes, an adapter needs to be built. And for those things, that's where we work with customers to fix price and fix price creating those if we don't currently have those in the marketplace. Go.
And then you said they need to create models on top of it.
Yep.
Is that with an existing modeling language, or do they need to do something different in your world?
Nope. They can use their existing modeling language. So we plug into all the popular ones like Python, R. You can even use Julia. So there's a lot of data science languages that can be built on top of this. And we're using the latest, the fastest technologies out there, multi-cloud. I mean, no question about the technology platform.
Okay.
Jen?
Yeah. So one of my questions was going to be about customers, and it sounds like you're pre-customer at this point. Is that correct?
We actually have a couple of customers. So we have 4 customers right now that are using it. We started this out of our consulting business, and then just decided that it needs, we need a product business. So now we have 4 customers, and these are larger companies. I mean, these are like, $30 billion companies, and typically like the systematic investment team or like the fundamental team will use our technology.
Okay. And then I was going to ask a question about, so what is the world, if you succeed, what does the world look like? How is it different? How have you changed the way the world works?
Oh, I mean, I love this one because, so from my point of view and from many point of view, like if you ask people right now, you tell me I'm getting excited off from this. If you ask someone who is trying to consume data right now, they're going to say, God, getting the data and just making it usable takes so much of my time. And the fact of, like, if you wanted to get data from one of these common sources, you either need to build it yourself, which takes the time, or you're going to need to pay millions of dollars in order to get that done. So what we see changing is it makes it streamlined, easy for people to be able to say, hey, I want to start my own hedge fund, and I don't want to have to spend $2 million to build my own platform. I can just use this open source product. We want to become the same way that in Python, there's something called pandas, which everyone knows about in the data science world. That's what we want to become, but we want to be known for that within finance.
All righty. Time is up, guys. I had to use the clock up here because I totally forgot to ask who for 4 minutes. But that was wonderful. I'm going to pop you out of the room.
Great questions.
Yeah, and there are more questions in the stream. You know where to go to find them. Thank you so much, Doug.
Thank you.
And I don't tell people how this came about, because I think your story is very interesting in that you have an existing company already, correct?
Correct. Yep.
And it was through seeing this customer need that you created this new business.
Yeah, this is the classic, like, you're doing consulting, you see the same thing again and again. You're like, why is there not a solution out there for this? So we created it.
There we go. Love that. All right. Bye, Jen.
Thank you.
Bye, Doug.
Bye.
And where is Gail on here? Oh, there she is over here. I have to find you in the green room to knock you out. All right. I'm going to go over to the banners. Terrific presentation. Love that.
Really good startups this month.
Really good. Great comments again. Really enjoying the presentation. And audience, you are a key point to making this work. All right, next investor. Sounds like Fiat, and it's Liat. Yay! Hi, Liat from Tam and Teas.
How's it going, guys?
Good. Yay! And you came.
I hope you're drinking tea right now.
Of course, I'm drinking tea right now.
Oh,
My tea, mean teas.
You are a huge hit. I see you everywhere on Instagram, Facebook. Coco Verde the other day was grabbing one of your containers. They were cooking up their vegan Dominican food with your product. It was just amazing. So I'm so excited to share you and your work. And I want a huge shout out to Jen at the Commonwealth Kitchen for introducing us to Tam and Teas. Thank you. Thank you. She's doing remarkable work right now, right?
She is. Yep.
Wow. Okay. So I'll just do a quick screen share and then I will turn on who and we'll go from there. Okay. All right, everybody, get ready. This is going to be amazing.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, so good. I mean, look at the picture that we get to start with right here, everybody. Right? Isn't that gorgeous?
That's great branding right there.
Woo! Beautiful. All right, Alexa, set the timer for 99 seconds. Oh, okay, hold on. She didn't hear me. Alexa, set the timer for 99 seconds.
1 minute and 39 seconds, starting now.
Okay.
Great. Yeah, so I'm the founder of Tamim Teas. Hello, my name is Liat, and we're American-grown mushroom tea. Please, next. Medicinal mushrooms for health is not a new thing. It's been used in Eastern medicine for centuries, primarily to improve the immune system. Nowadays, it's booming in the health world. You all often find it in the form of pills or powders in supermarkets and other health food stores. Next. But we are staying true to the tradition of medicinal mushrooms being enjoyed and brewed as a tea. We're the nation's first herbal tea company to dedicate ourselves to the benefits of these amazing medicinal mushrooms. Next. The market is big and it's actually growing tremendously. The industry leader, our biggest competitor right now, is Four Sigmatic, and they have about 85% of the market share. And as interest and demand for these medicinal mushrooms are growing, customers are increasingly becoming more aware of where their food and mushrooms are coming from, wanting the best quality. And Four Sigmatic, as many of you guys know, are importing processed powdered mushrooms from unknown sources. Next. That's really what makes us unique. Not only do we provide or go along with the tradition of how these mushrooms have been brewed as teas for centuries, we also offer the customer a premium blend. It's all family farmed, sustainably sourced, and we never import any of our mushrooms, so you know you're getting the best thing. Next. I know my target customer well. Next. In the area, and we now have
Alexa
caffeine free. And we're looking for partners and investors to develop our e-commerce website and platform as well.
Excellent. We're just going to go scroll right through here. Beautiful. We'll land right there. Congratulations. Oh, should I go one more? Do you have a final?
You can just go to the end where they can see my contact information.
There we go.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Oh my gosh, what a
day.
Gorgeous product, as Lisa says right here. Sweet. Thank you. And also, here we go. Lisa says beautiful. And same with Deborah Oakland. Gorgeous logo and packaging for this mushroom. I mean, Deborah is your ideal audience, by the way. Great packaging. Alexa, set the timer for 4 minutes. Okay, audience, this is where
starting now.
Where you come in with questions. Anybody have any thoughts? I just have a quick one. How did you choose this lane in all the lanes of food and teas? How did you get into the mushroom?
It's a really good question. So I grew increasingly aware of the benefits of medicinal mushrooms when my friend was sick. It was back in college about 15, 20 years ago. And he was recommended to actually brew these medicinal mushrooms from an herbalist to improve his immune system, functioning and response. And then I realized that it was just really difficult in America to source locally, to source premium organic medicinal mushrooms. And there's no reason and no excuse for that. Beautiful medicinal mushrooms can be grown by local organic family farms, and also in the true form, which is whole rather than processed powders or tinctures or pills, which is not really along the lines of Eastern medicine, which is where this tradition comes from. You know, it's not a Western pill kind of, there's no culture or tradition behind that.
Right. And so I have another question because, wait a minute, we got something popping up. Okay, let's see. Mystic Valley Marketing. Tamim should have no problems building a website based on the branding graphics they already have.
Yeah, unfortunately, we haven't been able to invest as much as we want to in the e-commerce platform and opportunities on e-commerce, especially now as people are seeking ways to improve their immune system response and antiviral kind of alternatives or ways to improve just their overall health.
I don't know what's chaga.
Yeah, chaga is one of the 5 medicinal mushrooms which we use, and we use in our 5 blends. Yeah.
Thank you, Smarty Pants Seymour, for knowing that. My gosh. And so, where, I know I saw a slide in there about where you're distributed right now, and I'm sure the experts will get into more details on that. How did you launch this? I mean, did you go individually? Did you try to go into stores first? How did it happen?
I did start at a time when medicinal mushrooms actually weren't so prevalent, and for that reason, I started in a lot of farmers markets and really getting to know the demographic and learning about what people were interested in when they were seeking medicinal mushroom teas. And so after learning about my demographic, and I started actually selling it in little pouches, and then now I've released in 2019 these eco-friendly recycled canisters. They're all loose leaf blends, so there's less waste, obviously. And and then selling in 2019 has been really great. We've actually grown tremendously, selling it at over 20 Whole Foods, selling on Amazon as well, and health food stores locally, like Life Alive, but also nationally.
I like Will's comment. I'd buy it, but he's actually right. When you say medicinal, like, where you have handcuffs on you for that? What happens when you say medicinal?
A lot of people are saying functional mushrooms rather than medicinal. There are also adaptogenic mushrooms. The traditional way of saying it is medicinal mushroom. It's also because a lot of these mushrooms don't actually have a culinary tradition of use. So you don't so for instance, chaga, you don't eat chaga. You don't, use it like other mushrooms, the button mushroom on a pizza. Chaga is exclusively brewed as a tea for therapeutic use.
Right.
And for that reason, it distinguishes that type of mushroom, the chaga, from other types of mushrooms which can be eaten.
Right. And Sue's singing my song here because I spent many years at the Fancy Food Show with my food business. Have you exhibited at trade shows like Fancy Food?
We've walked to the show, but we have not exhibited, no.
Okay. And Eric, Alexa, off. All right. So Eric, let me just get this one question. Production, how to blend and package?
Yeah, so we were hand blending until last year, and now we work with the co-packer in Rhode Island, and they are hand blending in little canisters as well, in our canisters. We partner also with a fulfillment company who helps us send product to stores and also direct to customer online.
Right. And as usual, our audience is amazing. I'm just going to say it every time I can. Deborah absolutely wants to buy this tea. Yay. And Lisa wants to connect with you to discuss a possible collaboration. That is what Founders Live is all about. Yay, yay, yay.
Yes,
so you'll be able to hop in later, but now we're going to stop sharing and I'm going to bring in our esteemed experts. Yay. And continue this delicious conversation.
I think I'm gonna need a few packages to detox after these margaritas I'm drinking right now.
Yeah, I pre-tox before I. the Pinot comes out too.
I love it. That's perfect. Okay, Jen.
So yeah, congrats. That was incredible. And I have to say, I'm drinking chaga right now. And I already put an order in on your website. So really excited to get some like good calming teas from you soon. So my question is really about what are the key things that you think need to happen for your company over the next 6 to 12 months?
So Four Sigmatic, our main competitor, has done wonders with educating the masses on medicinal mushrooms, primarily online. And that's one platform that I really haven't tapped into. We have a really strong conversion rate online. We have a really strong brand awareness, but we haven't had the capacity, the funding. I actually have no investors and no partners, no employees. So I haven't been able to really dive deep in the e-commerce, and that's a huge, huge potential for us. And that's what I'd like to do with an investor or partner.
Great. And then let's see. I really have answered a lot of the other questions. One of my other questions was related to your profit margin. So you're sourcing from a lot of different growers across the U.S. You've done a lot of research there on who you're pulling in and making sure there's a lot of transparency related to the ingredients that you're using. But I'm curious, like what the split actually looks like for you.
Can you repeat that? What looks like?
Because you're sourcing ingredients from so many different places, I'm curious if there's some sort of if there's some sort of breakdown of if you're sort of splitting any of the profits with farmers or anyone else.
Yeah, so I partner with family farms. It's about 5 now, and I visited most of them, had sort of seen how they're growing, making sure it aligns with our ethos, and now all of them are actually organic certified, which is really really amazing. And our profit, our margin right now is about 60%, and we definitely, for collaborations, for farmers markets throughout these years, they've definitely been partners. We've definitely shared tables with them, and we definitely want to grow with them. And they're definitely great people interested in the health benefits of medicinal mushrooms as well, and trying to tap into that booming industry through us.
Great. Thank you.
All right, Gail.
Yeah, I want to dive a little more in on the e-com side around what, it sounds like you have felt some barriers to success. Is that literally just the financing to go direct to consumer on the advertising side? What's your barrier there?
It's money.
Money for advertising? Because getting started as a Shopify board member on e-commerce is pretty cheap.
Money for advertising, there's only so much that I can do alone. So I have like a research blog. I'm trying to improve my SEO. I'm doing all the social media myself. I'm doing the newsletters. Everything is just on my shoulders. And I would really need a boost in funding to really tap into the demographic who I know intimately.
Are you far enough along to understand what your cost of acquisition and lifetime value of a consumer is if you spend dollars on advertising?
Yeah, so we don't have the data and analytics right now to sort of look that over, but just all my direct-to-consumer experiences, doing the Veg Fest in DC, the tea festivals in Pennsylvania, and in Boston, being here in almost every farmers market I can imagine and think of. I did have the privilege of knowing who the interested customer was for many years.
So have you been? Another one of my backgrounds. Have you been collecting email addresses at those events so that you can and are you finding that email is a good channel to e-com for you?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. No, we have return customers for sure. We have a high conversion rate on our website as well.
Awesome. And I know you were talking about margins. Can you see as the volume happens, your margins are gonna get sweet?
It's only going to improve. We actually tripled our sales in the last 2 years. We really just need extra funding to take it to the next step. I really think that Tamim Teas has has grown tremendously, but actually in spite of me, not because of me. You know, if I actually have the fuel to take it to the next level, it's going to be wonderful.
And let everybody know, you know, you're not just a founder of a business. Don't you have a brand new baby practically at home?
Yes.
You know, come on. We love it.
Leah, since there's like an immune system benefit to the teas, are you seeing a spike in sales during this COVID-19 crisis or no? Are you monitoring them?
Absolutely. Our April sales were almost double than last year's April sales. Yeah.
Really?
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I'm just going to throw in a couple of comments. You're going to need to go in, but I just want to, thank everybody. Of course, Roland Tech, he's drinking chaga right now too, right there with you, Jen.
More.
And
Yeah,
Gustavo
the benefits of these amazing mushrooms.
has more questions here. You need to go into the chat. Oh, another customer ready to go. Order. If you need some help with online education design, look me up on LinkedIn.
I'll get all of these messages.
Yeah. So yeah, the links are in the private chat. You go all the way to the top and you'll see both YouTube and Facebook. So you're going to go into the comment threads. I think Asia just hopped out of the room for a while and opened up a tab and went to work and said hi to everybody. Eric, if I can grab his, I think he's drinking some chaga too, capsules. Yeah, so there's some other really great questions in here. Yeah, I already got that. Okay, good. So this is, again, what we love about the Founders Live audience. They are huge participants in this, and they're so important to our event. Thank you very, very much, Liat, for Tame & Teas, and we're so thrilled to have you. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys.
And please use Shopify. Shameless plug for Gail right there. They have some of the best attribution tools.
Oh, everybody, I know. I interviewed someone recently. They held their hand. It was really almost mindless how easy Shopify is for e-commerce, and so good and so user-friendly. Okay.
And inexpensive.
And reasonable. Exactly. You can afford it. The skinniest of budgets. All right. Thank you, experts. Great questions. We'll see you on the other side. Woo! All right. We got a couple of more going right now. Let's bring in the goddess, Adjoa Edzi.
Hi.
How are you guys? To Adjoa, I've known Adjoa for more than a decade now. Why didn't you start this company sooner? That's my only question.
I don't know.
Better late than never, you know?
I love it. I don't know. It just was like, there it was. Adjoa, I tell everybody, every single one of my businesses came to me like a stray cat at the door yowling until I let them in. Just how it works. Okay, everybody viewing, you can see the way to contact Adjoa here, the website, everything you're going to need to know. I am going to go ahead and pull up her pitch deck with a screen share. And I'll ask who to set the timer. And off we go. All right. Audience, get ready. Here we go. Alexa, set the timer for 99 seconds.
1 minute, 39 seconds. Starting now.
Go.
Hello, my name is Adjoa Edzi, and I am the founder of Groov. My first job out of college, I worked as a receptionist at Gym 94.5. And one question people would ask me, next, where can I find a DJ for my event? So I tried to solve this problem by creating an in-house DJ service that I ran for 5 years. Now, fast forward 10 plus years later, I no longer work in radio, yet people still ask me, where can I find a DJ? Next. So here's the problem. Looking for a DJ is a word-of-mouth business. For a DJ, they have to rely on referrals, and the few platforms that are available require DJs to pay for leads or bid against other DJs, compromising their rate. If you're an organizer and you want to find a DJ by date, style, budget, and for example, if you're looking for a DJ for an Indian wedding to play Bollywood and Bhangra on a certain date, there isn't a platform where you can find all your DJ needs. Next. So this is why I created Groov. Groov is a peer-to-peer platform that connects DJs to customers where you can book a DJ in just a few clicks. Next. Groov has a familiar and easy-to-use interface, and like other peer-to-peer platforms, we take commission off of each booking. Next. What sets Groov apart? No other platform allows you to browse DJs by specific needs, give customers access to real-time DJs calendars, and the ability to book DJs instantly, and all managed through a secured payment system. Thank
Alexa,
you.
stop. Hey, nice job, 99 seconds.
Good job.
You know, that is really not easy, everybody. I got to tell you.
You got to time it.
Okay, well, while we wait till everybody gets caught up, the audience, you know, we have that 10-second lag. AJ, I know you've got a question.
I mean, what finally got you, like I mentioned, you know, you've been in the radio business. I've known you for a long time and you've been in that business. That's always been your passion. Why, what was like the light bulb that said, hey, I need to start this now?
So actually, when I started this and when I was leaving the station, one of the managers said, you should take this business with you. You should take it with you. And I'm like, nah, by then I was like 25. I'm like, no, I want to go work for corporate America and just get paid by somebody. And then a couple of years ago, I was actually having dinner with two of my friends. And we were talking about like businesses. And I said, I wish one of the business I would have kept on was this DJ service. And then she suggested, like, why don't you still do it now? It's not too late. And, you know, especially now, things are different from 10 years ago. Before, like, or even 10 plus years ago, there wasn't Facebook, there wasn't Instagram, there was Facebook, there wasn't Instagram. And so now it's this new realm of on-demand service where you can just book whatever you want instantly. So that's why I thought, you know what if I try to bring it, you know, restart this business, but now and with this new platform where everything is online and you can get it quick.
Yep. Okay, so Kara says, obviously there are no person events going on right now. Have you thought about doing virtual events? I would definitely enjoy tuning into a live stream set.
Yes, that's definitely an option that I thought of. That now, so DJs, when the platform is available, like I think now, when the platform is available, DJs will now have the option where they can go to your house and do a party. But if you want them to just, you know, set up on your TV and just DJ virtually, I think this virus has created a new avenue for DJs, like another avenue for DJs.
You know, they could just be 6 foot in the driveway and you're all or blasting out of the car.
Or should be DJing you'll be dancing by yourself if you have a DJ in a driveway.
And I don't know how to say Ilanis. Beautiful name. Thank you for that. Roland says, sign me up. Let's see, we got some more comments here.
I have a question. Oh, okay. Good. Will could go before
Will is asking, how big is this market and what would typical revenue be for a booking?
So the research I've done, the market is so large. So I started to focus just on a few categories: weddings, high school, and college parties. And just in 2018, there were about, in the United States, there were 2.3 million events. Well, we chose one college would equal one party. So we add up all the colleges and all the high schools for one high school is one event, even though, you know, most high school and colleges will have more than one party, that equal 2.3 million events. And then from there, I was trying to break it down, like how we do it in Massachusetts. There'll be like 40,000 events. And, you know, our goal is to try to get at least, you know, 2 to 5% of those events to start off.
Yep.
Adjo, what's your process in terms of kind of maintaining a certain level of quality on the platform? Is there like a rating system? Because we all know there are some sketchy DJs out there, right? So how do you kick folks off the platform if they have some consistent negative reviews? What's your process?
Yeah, I guess at the beginning of the platform when no one has any reviews, it's hard to tell. And for every DJ that signs onto the platform does have to be approved by me. So then I release, if you make effort in adding photos and adding like a good bio on your page and just try to give any bit of information about yourself, that at least this DJ is serious about trying to, book gigs and build a business for themselves. And then hopefully, eventually when DJs start to get reviewed, hopefully then, and they start to get bad reviews, and hopefully maybe then talk to the DJs and see if they, if they're not cooperating, then we can take them off the site.
Gabby says, amazing job. I also love the logo. How has and will the post-COVID landscape affect your startup? Great question, Gabby.
Well, I was actually in the middle of developing the platform. I'm about 90% done. So this COVID, it made me feel like, okay, I have more time to like fine tune it and, and get it out and get it out later because there's no rush. But now with this new idea of doing virtual parties, so then I'm like, okay, let me try to rush it out so then DJs can be booked for virtual events.
Okay, we just got a few seconds left. What is the extent of the communication with the DJ through the app? Is there an opportunity to upload a playlist, etc.? Thank you, Lisa.
That's a good question.
Yes, all the communications is done through the platform, and if you reach out to the DJ and within the platform, if you can reach out to them and decide like, all right, can I get a discount? And they can go in and give you a coupon or reduce their rate, and it all can go through the platform. And right now there isn't playlist on the platform, but there's YouTube where DJs will put all their information, like they have like a mix and they add it to YouTube. You can like listen to that.
And I think Nofal's absolutely right. There will surely be a lot of parties once we are back to normal. So get ready, you.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to take before we bring the experts in, LinkedIn. StreamYard has promised me that you will all be live on my dashboard. In the meantime, I'm trying to catch the questions as they come in on LinkedIn so I can share them. I know that Andy Mosel asked a great question, which is, could you integrate into TikTok? And also your authentic brand is your value. So kaboom. And Alexander Silva just overall says, awesome founders so far. Thank you. I just also want to say hi to Brian Gogolin and Eric Leander. Gosh, hi, Eric. Great. Thank you for your questions on LinkedIn. And David Chang, our heart is with you. We love you, something fierce.
Love you, David.
So let me go ahead and bring in the experts. And frankly, you've got so many great questions, Adjoa, that you're going to have to go into the feed. Just take AJ and Liat have figured it out. So you'll be fine on how to get in there because the conversations are like, woo, flying over there.
So, am I the start?
Yes.
I can't remember whose turn it was. Okay. So it feels like you're creating a marketplace. Do I have that right?
Correct.
It's a marketplace of DJs. Challenge with marketplaces is always getting minimum critical mass. It also seems like geographic density will be important. If consumers come and they search and there's no one in their area, kind of a bad experience.
Mm-hmm.
How are you thinking you are going to create minimum critical mass, and what are you thinking is your geographic expansion approach?
Well, right now, there's just I have a landing page. So I'm just trying to recruit DJs. I started social media campaign, and just right now, I only have about, I think, 100 DJs signed up for when the website launches. But I definitely want to have like a good amount of DJs on the platform because I wouldn't want someone going to the platform to look for a DJ and there's nobody there. And so right now, my focus on marketing and just reaching out to people one-on-one, DJs, to just get DJs on the platform.
Is it mostly in Massachusetts so far?
My advertising that I just actually started this week is in Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. But a lot of DJs that have signed up, I see some in Florida. There's a lot of people in LA, Texas. So they're all over the place. But like my original focus was to just get DJs started in Massachusetts.
And then, the challenge, of course, is you got to recruit the DJs and you got to get the customers. So how are you thinking about the go-to-market for the customer side?
I was thinking for the go-to-market for the customers is to build more of a like a social media, like a marketing, like an influencer campaign, and to do because when I was working at the radio station and the people that called looking for parties were 16-year-olds that wanted and who referred their teacher who wanted a DJ for their, junior prom, so it's a lot of younger audience. So I definitely would reach out more of like the social media, the TikToks, the Instagram, the Facebook, to try to reach out to the younger audiences. And also on the sales side, try to get a sales team to go after the hotel chains and like the event planners to just let them know about this service. So.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jen.
So Adjoa, congrats, great job with the pitch tonight. I actually started my career working for artist management firms and have done a lot of live events. So I understand this not from the DJ side so much, but from working with musicians. So super interesting. And one of the questions that I have to kind of piggyback off of what Gail was getting at with the marketplace side is one of the things I think will be challenging is finding customers when they need it and making sure that they're going to you first rather than finding another solution. So in this current like COVID-19 world and the fact that a lot of events have gone online, are there any things that you've thought about
Alexa off
to connect people who are running live events like this with that current bank of 100 DJs that you already have on your platform?
Well, because the website is still in development and I just have those DJs pretty much on ice waiting for the platform to be ready. So I haven't really thought about like immediately like how to get these DJs in front of those people. But I'm basically just taking note and just like doing research and taking tons of notes for when it's ready to go live that, I can reach out to as many people in different avenues.
Fantastic.
Yay. And again, a ton of comments in the comment thread. From, I think Groov would be perfect in the current. And Deb goes on to say, oops, oh, wait a minute. Here's Elizabeth. When does the platform launch? Are you fully launched?
Not yet. Right now I'm in testing. So hopefully probably within like the next month.
Great. And Angela says, driveway concerts. She's singing my song.
I love it, Angie.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so again, audience, mwah, mwah, mwah. I think Eric's comment too will be the awareness campaign, will be key. Absolutely. And, but thank you, Adjoa. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great questions. Experts, we're going to pop you in and grab the URLs that's in the private chat room and everybody will show you how it's done. Yes, exactly. Great job.
Great job.
All right.
Thanks.
So I'm going to pop people out again. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We have one more, folks. Get ready.
One more.
So much fun. Let's bring in Jim Mundell from Live Undistracted. Hi, Jim. How's it going?
I'm doing great, Andy. How are you?
Good. You're learning a lot watching everybody pitch, right?
Oh, yeah. It's awesome. They did a fantastic job.
All right. So I'm going to go into my banners and I am going to pull up Jim. There we go. Okay. So, and again, to my link to the LinkedIn viewers, We love you. We appreciate your comments. We'll hop on over to LinkedIn when it's over. Comments should be available soon on the StreamYard platform. But until then, we're just so grateful you tuned in. And Maria from Halt, you're in that thread as well. AJ and I love and adore you. Okay, so we have Jim Mundell, everybody. You can see right here on the trailer at the bottom how to reach Jim. I'm going to go ahead and screen share and ask you know who to set the timer. Ta-da! Alexa, set the timer for 99 seconds.
1 minute and 39 seconds, starting now.
Hi, everyone. Next.
Hi, everyone. Next.
Next. We all know that smartphone distracted driving is a huge, widespread problem with people texting, tweeting, TikToking, and causing 25% of all the accidents in the U.S. Those accidents have resulted in over 3,000 deaths annually. Live Undistracted is an early-stage transportation safety technology company that was started to put an end to distracted driving. Next. Our patent-pending technology provides a simple, low-cost solution that prevents distracted driving. Our phone-safe app detects when the vehicle starts to move and instantly transitions your smartphone to safe mode by blanking the screen, leaving just a 911 fail-safe button. When the vehicle stops, the smartphone is immediately restored to full operation. We also provide GPS-only and handset-free GPS-only modes. Next. Live Undistracted is focused on a $2 billion opportunity in the U.S. commercial trucking market, where the accident costs are high, injuries are more deadly, and jury awards astronomical. We believe that the promise of safer trucking fleets and reduced costs will lead to rapid adoption. With over 150 million commercial trucks in the U.S. and selling through existing reseller channels, we know that this is a market where we can grow rapidly. We also believe that teenage driver and user-based insurance markets are equally attractive. If you happen to have $2.5 million laying around to help launch this life-saving technology, we'd love to talk to you. Please help us save lives by preventing distracted driving. Thank you.
Yay!
Almost got that in.
Terrific. Let's see. We have any questions? Not yet. It's going to take a little while to catch up. AJ, you got anything?
Tell me about who your customers are right now.
Yeah, we're very early in this stage right now. We have some in-product customers who are commercial trucking companies that service utilities. These are a couple customers that go around. They have mobile trucks that go from home to home and help serve those homes either by putting new meters in or things like that. But we're very early in that process. We're just starting to get some customer traction. And we're actually, like we said, we're providing this through some of the telematics companies. And telematics are, as you know, in these trucks, they have these GPS and tracking systems to monitor the driver's driving habits, as well as where the freight is and when your freight is going to get to your house. All that is done through these telematics systems, and our system will be driven through that system also. So,
All right. So Eric says revenue model.
Yeah, the revenue model is based on a subscription-based. Again, you've got, like we said, 150 million trucks there. The pricing strategy depends on volume of what a trucking, it's a very segmented market. Your average trucking company only has somewhere around 50 trucks that they actually monitor, unless you're an Amazon or a United States Postal Service or, FedEx or somebody like that. It's a very fragmented market. So, we're working through those. The revenue model basically is, $2 to $3 per truck per month. And when you got millions of trucks, that money can add up pretty quickly. So We think that's a fantastic market. And I talked about the teenage driver market as well. There's almost 15 million teenage drivers between the age of 15 and 20. If you can get the right price target, price range, which we believe we can, which is, we're pretty excited about that.
Great. And we have, what incentivizes the driver to pay for the subscription, or are the insurance companies or government going to take care of that?
That's a good question. It's really going to be paid by the driver's company. Okay. It's not going to be paid by, it won't be paid by the driver. The company that the driver's driving for will be paying the bill for that. It's kind of like your teenager as well. Obviously, they're not going to pay for that. Their parents are going to pay for it. And what the company gets back, right, is going to be lower insurance rates, less accidents. Most people don't know that 2 out of 10 trucks in these trucking companies get in an accident each year. And the cost of a serious accident, like the one maybe you saw on the screen, is in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it really only takes, 1 or 2 accidents like that, and you have way more than paid for a small subscription service like ours.
Right. What will investment go towards?
It's going to be, we are what we would call it the beta product phase. It's going to be to finish the product and to, our website, a lot of our social media, our digital marketing needs lots of work. We spent most of our money on the product itself, with the understanding is if we don't get that done, it doesn't really do any good to have a great marketing program without a great product. So, and we have patents. We have a lot of patents that we have, and we also have patents that we are, anxious to file for the technology. And then for the product launch, sales team, build out a sales team. Customer support is going to be critical here. So build out your customer support and your engineering. Right now, we contract all that out. There's just really 3 people in the company.
In the case of the phone being face down, what other built-in notifiers are there to alarm drivers of the vehicle veering off course? Is it just the flashing?
I'm not sure you understand exactly what that the product's doing. It's all it's really doing is blanking the screen so that you're not tempted to look at the screen, right?
Right.
It's really trying to take away the temptation to look at a text, to look at an email, to respond to something. When your total focus, remember these truck drivers are supposed to be totally focused on delivery of their product and delivery safely. So it doesn't really do anything in terms of helping the driver maneuver.
Right. And how is the privacy for the drivers managed? Is it Big Brother watching?
No, it's not. That's the beauty of our technology is we don't use any data on the cell phone itself other than, you load our app on. We don't look at anything else in that cell phone. The driver doesn't have to worry about their data privacy. The company has no access to that information, anything else on the phone other than being able to turn it on and off.
And how does this compare to the DND functionality currently available on smartphones at no additional cost?
Great question.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am not sure I understand. What's the DND functionality? Do not drive. Is that what it is?
Maybe. Alyssa, can you further expand on that? Because we're clueless.
Yeah, I got to be honest about it. I'm not familiar with that, so I'll plead my ignorance and make sure I go look it up after this discussion.
Right. How is this implemented? Does the driver need to agree to put an app on their phone? What if they have a separate phone?
Well, it'll be part of their agreement with the company to drive that they'll be willing to do that, right? And again, the idea is to for their own safety and a lot of although all these companies have safety programs, it's very hard to implement them. And when you look at our competition, people like Truce and Groov and AT&T Drive Mobile and Verizon, what they do is they monitor the driver, but they don't prevent anything. And that's really the beauty of this. This really prevents things, prevents the driver from being tempted to look at his phone, whereas the other ones do not. I see that do not disturb thing. So yeah, you can put, I don't know how do not disturb works, but you can put do not disturb on. The trick is you have to put that on. Nobody, from what I know, nobody is, it's not, I'm not sure it knows that the car is in motion. At least I don't know it does.
4 minutes is up for sure. Went a little over there. So let me stop the screen sharing. Thanks, audience. Great questions. And then, of course, Alyssa, thank you for helping us out with the acronym. It became obvious the minute we saw it.
Sure.
All right, Jen and Gail.
All right.
Hi, guys.
Jen, you want to start this time?
Yeah, great job, Jim. So love it. Love that it's about safety. And I don't know how you don't drain people's battery. If you could teach all the apps on like my phone that do like drain my battery, that'd be fantastic. So lots of benefits that you've explained so far. One of the things that creeps into my mind, this might be because I was watching the Matrix trilogy this week, is the future of trucking, right? There's this sometime out in the future, we're going to have potentially autonomous trucks. How does this solution fit in the context of this sort of shifting dynamic with truckers? Yeah, where do you sort of see this going, like out into the future?
I've got to admit, I've been with the company for about a month, so I don't have a good vision for that right at this point in time. Although the founders have talked about it from time to time, and how does this play with autonomous vehicles or self-driving cars or things like that. If you don't have a driver, what does that mean to the company, right? So I really don't have a good solid answer for that or some vision for you on where it would go from there.
Okay. And then one of my other questions was, so you talked about the fact that you have some existing customers. Just curious on, is this something that you're seeing people are more interested in for like long haul truckers, those that are going like longer distances, or do you see that like local delivery and local truckers would be interested in this as well?
Yeah, we see both types of companies very interested in this. Even the local guys, they do lots of stopping and starting, and your Amazons, your FedEx, and that sort of thing. So, again, if you're stopped, you can access your phone if you have something really important. But when it starts back up, it's not available to you. And so your total focus really is on your driving, your package delivery while you're working. And we see interest from both groups.
Great. Thanks, Jen.
All right, Gail.
Yeah, I'll hop in with go-to-market partnerships. So the telematics guys seem like very natural partners. Have you spoken to them, and what's the state of those conversations?
We are early actually doing a field test with one of them. I can't mention who it is necessarily, but there's, the top 10 telematics companies own about 70% of the market. And the Verizons, the AT&Ts, the Geotabs, Omnitracs, some of those guys are all they're all critical. So, and what's interesting is many of those, I heard you talk earlier about the marketplace, right? And how do you work through their marketplace? They all have marketplaces. They actually want to sell our products through those marketplaces in the ones we've talked to. So, but you have to qualify through that. And what's really going to drive this though is going to be the resellers, because they all sell to resellers. They do very few things direct. They have some large house accounts that they do big contracts with, but a large part of the telematics business is sold through resellers. So we've actually been working with trucking companies and resellers to try to get the telematics companies to pull our product through the telematics groups. But I think it's critical. I think what you brought up is an excellent point.
Great. And I think I'm just going to have to cut it off because I'm terrible at the 4-minute Q&A part. Going to have to delegate that to someone else this time. Next time.
Thank you, guys.
Notice that we've been at this for 2 hours. Oh my gosh, it goes by so fast. Okay, so I'm going to pop you all out because we still have to do the QR voting. Okay, so we're going to vote for crowd favorite. Then the crowd favorite comes back in for 5 minutes. And I think while we're doing the crowd favorite, I think we're going to be doing
some more trivia.
That's right. Okay, so see you bye, Gail. See you bye, Jim. See you bye, Jen. Let's bring up Robert if he's still with us. Hey, Robert. Hey,
hey, how's it going?
I have to tell you, everybody, just as a side note, the folks here in the green room have had the most supportive comments to each other. Just saying, you guys have been really cheering each other on. It's lovely to see. Okay,
Andy,
here comes.
Andy, I felt kind of bad because you could see me like scarfing down so much sushi at one point that it was kind of embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie, but you got to do what you got to do in these challenging times. That's all the advertisers are telling us. So, no regrets. Just pounding sushi.
Okay, AJ, take it away on the QR code voting.
Folks, all you got to do to vote for your crowd favorite, just scan your camera onto the QR code, and you'll see the URL pop up. Click on it, and then it'll bring you straight into the Founders Live poll. If this is your first time voting on Founders Live, it's going to ask you to log in through Facebook. Just do that for just 2 seconds, and then after that, you're in, and it'll take you straight into the poll. Vote for your favorite startup, and we'll announce the winner soon. While we do that, if you can't scan that QR code, just type in the bit.ly URL that's right on the bottom of the code, and it'll bring you straight to the site as well.
Hey, AJ.
Hey.
Tamim Tees is not in here.
Lemire's not in there.
We're gonna have to do a write-in.
We'll have to do it right.
We gotta do a write-in.
There's a place you can comment below, everybody.
Hold on a second. How did that happen?
I don't know, but there's a really good political joke that's waiting to be told. More than one.
Second.
Wow, we got a lot of folks voting. My gosh. Thank you, everybody, for voting.
It's a rigged election, AJ. It's a rigged election.
I know.
How?
This is why we have to get rid of the electoral college, so we can just do a popular vote.
I'm all for that.
Oh, Maria, I'm just going to pull you up right here. Hey, Maria, if you take your phone and just your camera, that's all you have to do. Is you just
Hey guys, hold on 1 second. So let me reset the poll.
And so you have your camera on, and you just take that camera lens like this, and you go right to the code, and it pops up. I know, no fall. We got to get lit in there. Okay, try it again.
We resetting?
Not yet, AJ.
Hey, I'm working on it. Hold on a second.
You know, we're entrepreneurs. We know how to retool a plane in midair, 30,000 feet.
Hey, Andy, my you know who was going off every time you.
Thank you.
Every time.
XA, it's just.
just wants to be helpful.
I know.
She's like, what do you want to buy? Like, I don't want to buy anything. Leave me alone. Go back to monitoring me, unbeknownst to me.
All right. You know what, guys? We're going to have to create a new poll because I can't edit the poll while it's live.
Oh,
Create a new
my
poll.
gosh.
Do you want to do
Yeah.
the survey while we're doing the
Yeah,
poll?
let's do the
survey questions.
Let's do the questions. We'll put up a new QR code.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, thank you for your patience. We are now ready to help you win some money. I am going to go ahead
Nobody
and,
look at AJ. Nobody look at him.
right, ignore the man by the logo. Okay, so you have an opportunity to win a gift card, Starbucks or Amazon. It's up to you. $15. Get ready with your Smarty Pants hat. Here we go. First question.
Question 6. This startup accelerator program was originally launched in Boston during the 2008 financial crisis, but now has 7 locations across the globe. Come on. Get out of Boston if you don't know that one. Come on now.
Okay, so Amama says E for all.
I don't have the answer, so now I feel bad for saying that last thing I said. I think I know what it is, though.
Yeah, it's a big worldwide one.
Yeah.
So think worldwide, Amama. All right, look who it is. Gustavo, Mass Challenge.
There we go. Dry docks, son. Let's do it.
And you saw Seymour, you were 1 minute behind him. Elizabeth, same thing. I love that no fault putting in E for all. It's actually worldwide. E for all's going to get there. We're all E for all.
Kara's on. Cara O'Keefe's on. What up, Cara?
So anyway, Gustavo, find us. We've got your card for you. So you know how to reach us. Oh, I've got to go put, hold on, I got to go put the right banner up here. Hold on, wait for it. You can ping Robert. There's his email right there. Question number 7, everybody get ready.
Number 7, this Boston entrepreneur had his travel startup acquired by Priceline in 2012. What's his name and his startup?
Ooh, here we go.
He doesn't speak Spanish.
Here we go.
That's a good hint, Rob.
It's all right. You know, I've had a couple of highlights. You know, the hints are getting worse.
Close, but not
Close.
quite, Elizabeth.
How dare you, Elizabeth? That was almost insulting.
This Boston entrepreneur had his travel startup acquired by Priceline. So we're looking for the actual name of the man or woman
And the startup.
and the name of his startup.
Not Lola.
Okay, let's just put it this way. You need a paddle.
This is not real.
There we go.
Got
Seymour.
Seymour. Thank God for Seymour. There you
There
go.
we
Who's the founder? Who's the founder?
Who's the founder, Seymour? Who's the founder? Because Kayak is great, but he's a local hero. He's got a phenomenal nonprofit that helps Haiti a lot, and he's just amazing. And
I think we got to time him out on this one.
yeah,
I really do.
good. Let's see.
I think people are voting. Are they voting, AJ?
Yeah.
Is that what's going on? There
Hold
we
on,
go.
hold on. We have the new QR code. Refresh your screen, please.
All right. Let me go ahead and bring it up first.
Yeah.
Coming up, QR code. Seymour, reach out to AJ or me, okay, for that card. Okay, we're back to the beginning, everybody. Tell your family and friends. Let me get rid of this. Thank you, Fabiola, for coming up with Paul's name. Oops, I got to get rid of the banner. Hold on this because that's going to be in the way. All right, here we go. We're going to start again. It says this post has been deleted. Okay, we've got everybody. We've got Trello. We have Aristos. We have Tamim. We have Groov. And we have Live Undistracted. Let's do it again, everybody. Woo! We're voting. Okay, the numbers are flying in. Come on, family and friends. We know you're out there. Vote for your entrepreneur. Vote for your favorite that you saw tonight. Those of you on LinkedIn,
It's gonna be a tough
see
one
the
tonight.
screen. Go for it.
Yeah, it's a tough one tonight.
This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be really tough.
Yeah. Come on. You all were amazing.
Yeah, that was tough.
I mean,
Good- in a
people were
good way.
buying here.
In a good way. It was not. I mean, the bar got set really high out of the gate, and then they all met the bar. They were all like, "Yeah, we got to step up." So it was good. That was really good.
You
I
know,
didn't even like
you're-
split hairs.
Andy, you refresh the screen, right?
I'll keep refreshing. Keep refreshing.
No, I'm talking about on the actual presentation.
Yeah,
Okay.
because mine popped up with everybody's names on there.
Okay, I'm waiting for mine to pop up.
Okay. All right, come on, let's go.
I'm on it. I see it.
All right.
Yeah, but scroll down, Caitlin. So if you scroll down, you'll see everybody. It says at the top, it's been deleted, but if you scroll down or hit the refresh key, there it is.
Yeah, if you scroll down, it'll say on the top this previous poll was deleted, but if you keep scrolling, it'll bring you to the latest poll.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we got votes coming in.
All right, we got time for one more question, trivia, Andy?
Yep, trivia question coming up. Let's do it.
Let's see if I can still read.
Thank you, First Republic Bank.
Yeah, you're welcome. MLB became the first major sports organization to affiliate with daily sports gambling by partnering with this Boston-based startup.
Oh, I am clueless about this.
Are you serious?
This is so
no. Man, this is so easy. I'm like all the kings and queens should be all over this one.
Well, we got one right away.
Yeah, Eric.
Oh, Eric got it.
Eric's on top of it. I don't
Eric,
think I
for
finished.
someone that worked in media, I would have been it would have been shame if you didn't get that one.
Okay, so
I didn't even get through it.
put the link. Okay, guys. Is this bit.ly link? Oh dear. Hold on. Let me go back.
Uh-oh.
AJ, can they get to that QR code by using the bit.ly FLBOS_April?
Nope, it's FL_winner April.
Okay, so let me put that into the comment thread then for folks. Because we're gonna make everybody happy. Okay, so is it HTTP
bit.ly/FL_winner April.
with a capital A?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, click on that link. There it is. bit.ly FL_winner April.
That's right.
So it has to be a capital FL_.
It's close. One more minute, guys.
Yeah. Another question.
One more question by First Republic Bank, and we'll announce the winner.
First Republic Bank. All right. So I'm so sorry, No Fault, it's not working. And Gustavo says the link is not working.
Hold on. Why isn't
Did I
that
type it in there correctly? Capital
Yeah.
FL.
Capital W.
Oh, capital W. Okay, everybody.
Let's give it another couple minutes. I want a fair election. I want a fair process.
You know, the thing about bit.ly is you've got cap sensitive going on.
That's crazy. What year is it?
I know.
You put in a cap sensitive. What is that? Come on.
All right, so I got to hide my own here. I can't. Where was it? Periscope. There There it is. All right.
Oh, that we already did that one. Let's do number 9.
Okay, coming up.
Number 9, this publicly traded e-commerce company based in Boston now uses VR to show how a new couch would look in your living room.
Simple.
Very simple. This is layups. These are layups. One bite. Everybody knows the rules. These are layups.
Next month, we got to make them a little bit harder.
I'm going to write them up next month. I'm going to up the ante. I'm going to do like Bilbo Baggins.
IKEA, no.
Oh, Fabio.
No. IKEA is like a Swiss company, I think.
Yeah, they're Swiss.
All right. Here's the first one of
There we
said.
go.
Yeah, we got it.
There we go.
Okay. Reach out to us with the answer. Reach out to us for your money.
How's the voting coming, AJ?
It's good. We're like literally a couple votes apart from each other. It's very close.
Oh yeah, we've got some good turnout now.
Not one vote difference, but Andy, you want to refresh your screen and then tell the experts the winner?
Absolutely. How do I tell the experts the winner? Oh, in the private chat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the private chat then.
Can we do question 10 sponsored by First Republic and Robert Hughes?
Why not?
Okay,
Let's do it.
Question
Let's
10. Michelle Obama
was a keynote speaker at the annual global conference presented by this Cambridge-based CRM platform. Come on. Oh, that's great. This is the layup.
It's not that
Come on. Yeah, it's a layup. They went to she went to it's in the Millennial Tower when it's brand new. There's a sushi bar on the second floor, and that's where they did the after party. Yeah.
See, how do I get to hang out with you, Rob? I didn't get invited. I went to that conference and I didn't get invited to the after party. What's going on with that?
You gotta know people, you know?
Yeah, I guess. Secret Service though probably wouldn't have let me in.
It was tough. They didn't let me in either. Because the hair. They were like, that's a threat to society right there. I thought it was a good call on their part. I didn't blame them.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Elizabeth D was no.
I don't know if we can count that. Did we say the name of the company or the name of the
Name
conference?
Company. That's right. But Gustavo spelled it wrong.
Yeah, but Elizabeth was actually before him in the roll-up. Sorry, everybody.
Oh, okay. Elizabeth won.
HubSpot.
Oh, I thought we did the name of the conference. We did the name of the company?
Oh, it's the name of the conference, right?
Is it the conference or the company? Please clarify.
Can you bring up the
question?
Back to the question again. Conference, everybody. It's all caps with the year at the end.
No. I think you're.
No. This came.
You're right. It's the name of the company. Does anybody know the name of the conference is?
Nope.
Legitimate.
Elizabeth won. It's HubSpot. It's the name of the CRM platform.
Yeah, and by the way, Gustavo had it, Amama had it, Kara had it, Eric had it. Everybody had it, but Elizabeth was the first one to show up.
All right. You want to announce the winner?
Okay, so now we can announce the winner. Let me just go ahead and tell our wonderful expert panelists and bring them back in, and they can announce it. Taking a little longer tonight, guys. COVID-19. What can I tell you?
Thank you very much, Rob and First Republic.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that.
There's been a blast. Sorry about my thumb there. I was trying to read all the positive.
Good job, Kara O'Keefe.
By the way, Andy was not lying. That's the most positive chat room that I've ever been in.
Right.
I'm going to go cleanse my soul on the comment sections of YouTube after this so I can get some balance because that was so positive. I need to go full negative, go to YouTube, find a video, read the comments, get balance out things.
All right. Let me get rid of my banner. Hide.
All right.
And You got everybody in. I'm going to stop the sharing. Here we are. Yay. Okay, everybody smile. 1, 2, 3, smile for the screenshot. Okay. 3, 2, 1, look at the camera and thank you. All right. Back to our normally scheduled business. I just have to do my own marketing here, everybody. Okay. We have a winner. I don't know how to tell them.
Obama as well, our ambassador for Founders Live, keeping the live chat rocking tonight.
Yeah, so good. How do I tell everybody in a secret, AJ? I have no idea.
Oh, type it in the chat, the private chat.
Well, everybody's in the private chat.
That's fine.
So everybody knows, all the founders know in there. Okay, everybody.
The suspense is killing me. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's killing me too.
All right, look in the private chat room.
Oh, nice. Okay, I found these on my bookshelf. So if you want to do like a count, I'll like shake these.
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Gail, you want to try to say it at the same time?
Is that what we're doing? Okay.
I think so. Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1. Yay!
Congrats to everyone who pitched. Don't forget, guys, everyone gets $5,000 in AWS credit to scale their innovations. And the winner gets $10K in AWS credit. Congratulations to the winner.
Hello, Edra.
The audience favorite was Groov. Now we get a couple more minutes with the expert panelists, dive a little deeper into the business model, and specifically to give some advice about how, especially during these times, how you could kind of keep things going as you actually plan for a massive launch.
Great. Well, we have some close calls. Alexa, 5 minutes.
Very close tonight.
Oh no, Alexa off. Alexa off. Set the timer for 5 minutes.
So there was a suggestion, I don't remember who, in the comments that, maybe the right thing to do, partly because it's all has to be virtual, you get unblocked from location. It doesn't matter where your DJ is. If your DJ is delivering virtually, go faster, get live, call it a beta, and begin building some momentum. I think you have an opportunity to move now.
Yeah.
Go fast.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with that. My mind was starting to go a little bit wild with all of the things you could do online right now. And like everything's going virtual, from like weddings. I mean, you name it, it is online right now. And I think you could be solving a really interesting problem that we're facing currently, not only for everyone who's trying to figure out how do I incorporate music into my online wedding or whatever it is, but also for the DJs who are currently not bringing in as much money. This could be an opportunity for them to use Groov to really like continue to make some money with some micro events. Or I mean, there's just there's a lot that I think could be done, and it would help you to go that much faster when we do get back to some sort of normalcy where we're in these live event situations again. So I wouldn't waste this time. Yeah,
Definitely. At first I thought I had time to no one's going out for parties, so I can slowly, try to fine tune Groov. But now I need to speed up because this is definitely an opportunity to capture some
you're part of the Capital Network's Female Fellowship.
Yep.
Here we go.
Yeah.
There we go. They'll keep you moving and grooving.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you have to be careful. This online DJ stuff, unless it's their own spin, you have to be careful. As long as it's being focused on a website or for a specific group, but you cannot do it on YouTube or Facebook. They will mute you and shut you down.
Yeah, I just read an article that they're actually stopping live streams on like Instagram because of copyright infringement. So
got to get creative.
Yeah, you gotta get creative.
So they're doing private parties, you know, and it's just like a Zoom private party. So, you know, the government hopefully isn't creeping in on someone's Zoom party, Zoom wedding.
Question for
I'll
you.
also share. Go ahead.
Question for you is, are you targeting any channel partnerships? I know, especially with the work Gail has done with Constant Contact. I remember listening in on a workshop by Alex Stern, one of the co-founders of Constant Contact, and he said his claim to fame with Constant Contact was his ability to get a very strategic channel partners to growing the Constant Contact platform. So who are you in talks with? Like major wedding planners, you know, event plan, like who are you trying to partner with to really scale this faster?
Well, I have a wish list of who I want to partner with. I haven't reached out to, I want my platform to be out there to get some users, do some beta testing, and then to make sure my product is, you know, viable. And then, but like some of my wish list is like Eventbrite and even Facebook events, and just where people are creating events and they can just like tag on a DJ. So that's like some of the things I originally thought about as partnerships. And then, on like kind of like on a DJ side to get there's a lot of DJ like pioneer techniques. There's a lot of DJ companies that work equipment that works with DJs, and to try to do some partnerships with them. Something I would want to look into.
Any other questions, folks? Any questions? Any more questions from the audience?
That's right.
Can I ask one? Do you know Jay Batson?
Oh yeah.
That'd be like, he can spin a mean. He can spin a. He spins. He does some DJing. What's his? The DJ Smooth. What is it called? What is he called? Jen, you know.
DJ Catalyst. Yeah, he's our resident DJ for Techstars Boston. So
yeah,
right.
Great.
He does some angel investing. He's a really good advice giver, and he's also an awesome DJ. So that might be that should be a layup for you.
Okay.
You should absolutely
Jay
talk
Batson. Jay Batson.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right, screen share to wrap things up. We went a lot longer tonight, but it's a little fun. What can I tell you?
Yeah, some snafus, but we made it through it.
All right.
We want to thanks again to Gail Goodman. Really appreciate. I know your time is extreme. You're running a startup of your own right now, and throughout this crisis, I know your time is very valuable. So thank you so much for sharing your time with us, and as well as Jen, you just got finished with a new Techstars cohort. You guys had an awesome demo day the other night. I was tuned in, and I know you guys have some amazing things going on for the next cohort. So keep us posted, and we'd love to have you guys back again later on in the year. And just thank you to all our partners. Thank you to First Republic Bank, Rob Hughes. Thank you so much. And thanks most of all to all our founders, and especially all the founders who are in the audience tonight, who pretty much opened a lot of doors. I was peeking into the conversations earlier. I see a lot of introductions being made, a lot of encouragement, and we definitely couldn't do it without the amazing support of all our audience and definitely our partners. Thank you so much. And congratulations, Audra. Mom is proud of you.
I'm surprised you got on Facebook. Wow. I'm amazed.
That's awesome. Don't forget, guys, next slide, our next virtual event. We're doing this virtual thing until things get back to normal, folks. So our next virtual event, Andy, switch slide.
You bet, coming up
May 28th. Don't forget, scan the QR code right there, bring you straight into the event. It's live right now. You could RSVP. and spread the word. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's support some more innovators coming out of this, our hometown, this ecosystem. During this time, this is really where a lot of the big companies are founded during times of turbulence and uncertainty. 2008, same thing happened back then. Some of the biggest unicorns right now were born in this downturn. So we're here to really support all these innovators and open doors for them as they start to launch. So thank you so much. Andy, take it away.
Everyone, we can't wait to see you next month. Stay in touch. Any founders who would like to pitch at our event, we have a very easy application to fill out. Please ping me, Andy at andylyons.com or andyjack@founderslive.com. We'll get you the link. We'd love to feature you. Jen, if you have any founders in the Techstars who would benefit from this opportunity to get some worldwide exposure, get some great questions answered, et cetera, send them on over. We'd love to feature them. We look forward to seeing all of you next month. We know this is troubled times, but here we are gathered around the campfire, sharing our stories, inspiring each other, and moving forward because COVID-19 does not hold the Boston startup community back. We will figure this out. Any last questions?
Feel free to chat and engage with the founders in the chat. We'll probably stick around for another 10 minutes before we log out. Gail, Jen, you're free to enjoy dinner or have another drink like I will. And we'll see you guys again next month. Thank you so much, guys.
Yes. I don't drink and moderate at the same time, everybody. So this
I do.
But thank you, everybody. I'm going to hit end broadcast. Keep the comments happening. And all the founders, I'm going to bring you into the room as well.
Congrats, all the founders.
Thank you. Oh, I guess we've got 6 in here, so that's it. Asia and Doug and everybody. Jim, you were all so supportive in that private chat. I really found that amazing.
Yeah.
Oh. What happened? Did we lose Andy?
Out, but then I realized that it screws up the audio.
Hey,
we lost you for a second. I was like, oh no, what happens now?
I just want to bring in
live streaming forever.
I'm just going to bring in a quick here. I'm going to say, Doug, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. My kids loved it. They came in and they came in with the dog and everything, but you didn't see them.
Did great.
So good. That is so good. I'm going to kick you out there for a second. Asia, great way to kick us off. Come on.
Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it. It was awesome.
You've had a lot of comments in there. People were happening. I know. I know that Liat had to go and probably feed the baby, so she's off and running. But she got some good business too. That's wonderful. And I know Jim had to be off and running too. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. If I could put more than 6 in the room, I would. But
I know you're gonna hate me for doing this, but I have to. I know you've processed 100 applications so far. What's the one mistake you're seeing entrepreneurs make as they're filling out their PPP applications? Please tell them stop making that mistake.
Like clerical errors, or like people missing anything?
Just the biggest errors you're seeing, and you have to.
They're not going to. The biggest error we're seeing is that people are applying for the loan that are not going to be forgiven. They're not going to qualify for forgiveness. Like, so many companies think that they're going to qualify for forgiveness, and they're just not. Like, they keep changing the goalposts on it, and it's like the scope keeps getting narrower and narrower for what will be considered for forgiveness, and it's going to be. I think it's going to be a lot harder for people to get those loans forgiven than they thought. The good news is it's a low interest rate loan, but a lot of people thought it was going to be a grant, and so they went for it. And just for I think 20% of the loans we processed that got an SBA number have already returned the funds to the SBA because they realized they wouldn't qualify for forgiveness. So they're like, yeah, we'll just give the money back, because they're really moving it. So it's like, if there's another way you could fund the loan, if you could fund it personally, if you have an investor who could fund it, if there was another way that you could have funded payroll besides through the federal government, they're not going to forgive the loan. So it's going to be I think it's going to be very hard for a lot of companies that have had any sort of capital backing or serial entrepreneurs to qualify for forgiveness.
Got it. Good to know.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jen, thank you so much. Founders, you'll get an email from me tomorrow with all the scoop on how to collect your $5,000 of AWS credit. And Adjoa, you'll get an additional 10K. And if you've already for some reason received AWS credit, we also have Google services for those who can't grab the AWS.
Yes.
Okay. All right,
AJ,
everybody.
How do we get some of that swag though? That T-shirt's dope. I want one of those.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Trello? Oh, I thought you said.
That's a great T-shirt.
Shout out to Tug though. Their annual wine and tequila party happened a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Awesome time as usual. I love the Tug team. But yeah, folks, we'll see you guys next month.
Trella, I definitely want one of those T-shirts. That's awesome.
I know,
Okay,
that's
feel free to
I'll
just.
pay you for that.
You just have to go and leave the studio. You'll be fine.
I'll hook you up, Robert. Bye.
Yeah, I love that. That's a good look. I don't like all the startup T-shirts. You got a good T-shirt right there.
All right, Robert. I'll hook you up. I'll connect you.
I'll rock it. I'll wear that thing out. Trust me.
There she is. The winner.
I'm still trying to get.
Goodbye, everyone.
Get one from Monitor.
Bye, Asia. Thank you so much for joining us.
Adjoa has a T-shirt too.
I can't see it though.
Yeah,
that's good. It's good. It's good.
I have a hoodie too. The hoodie's cooler.
All right, the hoodie. I'm down for hoodies.
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, Jen, you're in such great shape after such a big day yesterday.
Yeah, how are you holding it together?
Well, that was 2 days ago, and
true. Yeah.
And I'm saying that because yesterday was definitely a very unproductive day, which was very important.
What'd you binge on Netflix? What'd you binge? Tell us.
I didn't binge anything. I actually went for a very long walk.
Okay.
And sort of like soaked in nature for a little bit and slept in. So yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I was talking to some of the founders like, hey, we got to do like a Techstars party, like celebration party when we're back. Pop some champagne. Let's get them together.
So many plans for when things return to some sort of normalcy. Yeah.
We'll do like a Boston Unmasked party or something.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Or masquerade.
So good. Hey, one of our winners was off on Periscope, by the way.
Which one?
Shelly.
Oh, okay.
Shelly Nicole.
Awesome.
This one here, I've already received it. You know, that's great. We love to see the reach on all the different platforms.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for having me. I'm going to drop off and grab some late dinner.
And Jen, I'm going to follow up with an email because we'd love to get the queue filled for our May 28th event.
Awesome.
So if you have any tech founders, you know, that would like.
I'm always happy to help. Just say what you need, and I'm there.
Just some folks that might like to pitch. We'd love to have them as long as they're launched in at least beta.
All right.
We're good to go.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Jen.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yay. So
Number 4.
how'd that go for you, Robert?
It was fun. I'm just not good at reading, so.
Oh, you did great.
Was Kyle in the chat?
Was what?
Was Kyle in the chat?
I think he was, but I don't know. I texted him, but I don't know. Like the unbelievable amount of like computer issues I was having and did have like midway through, like I kept dropping off and coming back on because I couldn't hear people or the audio was going. So I was like, oh boy. So I just shut everything down and like just be in this chat. I mean, be in this stream and like enjoy it. But
yeah,
that was crazy. Those were good companies. That was competitive in a good way. It wasn't nasty. It was like really, everybody was pretty positive, but it was
good, solid businesses that you could see
Yeah.
functioning right now.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
We had on average 80 viewers.
That's good.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really good.
And we'll see a lot more in organic reach and in impressions. So that was great. And as you saw, once again, lots of questions for the founders from a whole slew of people from Facebook and
good questions too.
So Andrew's got herself booked. I know Tamim Teas has got some orders happening. I mean, people were ordering the teas right then and there.
Yeah,
I think the on demand, like the order a DJ thing, that if you can get it up to like the momentum going on it, it becomes pretty palpable. It becomes a really big business if you can get it into the place where people are adopting it at mass and are at scale. I do think like are we live still?
No.
Oh, good. Okay, so it says we're live.
Not on my end.
It says we're live on my end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
We're not live.